Around noon, raging wildfire. A massive wildfire grows as more than 2,000 homes are evacuated in Idaho. And police execute an early morning raid at a two-stall garage in Sylvan Beach. A whole slew of law enforcement remains on the scene at this very hour.
Where the news comes first. This is News Channel 2 at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Dellecese. A large drug task force and cleanup crew is on the scene of an alleged meth lab operation in Sylvan Beach at this hour. News Channel 2's Gary Liberatore is just back from the scene with the details. Gary, good afternoon, sir.
Well, good afternoon, Dave. The size of the operation is not yet known, but authorities say a year-and-a-half-long investigation led them to this morning's early morning raid. Now, the property is on Vienna Road in Sylvan Beach, just about a half a mile from the center of town. A SWAT team made up of federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies executed a no-knock search warrant on the garage around 6 a.m. When they entered, they captured the suspect they were looking for without incident. That suspect is 43-year-old Wallace James Edick, who was inside the garage at that hour of the morning along with drug-making materials. Officials say meth labs continue to be a problem and continue to be a big danger to those who live nearby.
When we do these type of stories, I think more and more people are being aware of the dangers, not only to the residents, but the neighbors, because it is extremely volatile. Chemicals that may not be usually used in an everyday, now you're mixing them together to manufacture something. You don't know what kind of explosion that could happen. It's extremely flammable, and you know, if anything was to ever occur here, it would also affect the neighbors.
Police say Edick lived in the home on the property with his father, who owns it. The father was not charged. Neither was a female who was inside the garage with Edick at that time of the morning during that raid. Now, Edick was scheduled to be arraigned in federal court in Syracuse just a few minutes ago on charges of possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine. And Dave, this isn't the first time that Edick is actually facing charges relating to a meth lab. So we'll have much more on that part of the story tonight at 5 and 6.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. Meanwhile, several inquiries into the News Channel 2 newsroom have some residents concerned about a possible attempted abduction on McKinnon Road in Herkimer. Local authorities referred us Sunday to state police for more information. As soon as we have further details from state police, we will, of course, pass them along once they make them available. In the meantime, please use proper caution when it comes to your children. A man was taken to the hospital late Sunday night after an accident on Walker Road in Deerfield. Sheriff's deputies say that David Telfer was driving his motorcycle south on Walker Road when a resident was backing his truck and boat into their driveway. Authorities say Telfer and his motorcycle struck the boat. He sustained what deputies said were non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to St. Elizabeth Medical Center in Utica for treatment. No tickets have been issued and the investigation is ongoing. The Rochester area police officer accused of shooting and killing his son in an Old Forge motel room is scheduled to make a decision on a plea offer in Herkimer County Court today. Michael Leach is not expected to actually appear in court. Instead, he will correspond with the court, possibly by phone or by letter, to accept or reject the offer presented to him by the district attorney's office. Leach claims that he had been sleeping and thought that his son, Matthew Leach, was an intruder when he came through the door and shot him once around 1 a.m. on July 21st of last year inside the Clark's Beach motel room that the two were sharing during a motorcycle trip to Old Forge. As of this morning, the court had not received any correspondence from Leach. Also in court today, a Utica priest accused of not paying contractors nearly $500,000 for renovations to his cathedral. News Channel 2's Allison Norleon was in court and will bring us more on this in the next half hour. A massive wildfire in Idaho burning since August 7th has now scorched nearly 160 square miles. More than 2,000 homes have already been evacuated, and as the fire grows, more evacuation orders are expected. Jay Gray has the latest from Haley, Idaho.
At the base of the central Idaho mountains began just like the last 11 here. Fire teams packing up and pulling out, taking their turn along the front lines of a wildfire that continues to rage out of control. Close to 1,200 firefighters are digging in where they can. While from the air, teams are dousing some of the close to 5,000 homes and businesses in the potential path of the blaze, which continues to run across this rugged terrain, fueled by dried-out brush and pushed by wind gusts of up to 30 miles an hour.
Winds really push the fire in one direction or another. That's extremely hazardous for firefighters on the ground.
And nerve-wracking for those who live here, many who have been told to pack whatever they can and be ready to evacuate within minutes.
It's scary to look out your window and see the flames coming down a hill.
A fear that grips thousands right now across the West, where 35 wildfires are burning in 11 states. But the most severe continues to be the Beaver Creek fire, which has already torched 160 square acres, a number that, like these flames, is still growing. Jay Gray, NBC News, Haley, Idaho.
Time now for our first look at the weather. For that, here's meteorologist Bill Kardas. Good afternoon, Bill.
Good afternoon, Dave. A very nice start to our Monday afternoon here. We see a lot of sunshine across the area. Let's take a look over in Norwich. This area in particular is a little bit cloudier than the other areas across the area. Still holding on to some of those high clouds, but we are seeing a lot of sunshine and dry conditions across the area. Live look at the radar. 75 degrees is the current temperature. Dew point at around 61. There is a little bit of humidity in the air, but it still feels very nice outside. Dave and Herkimer at 79. George and Glenmore 66. Allen and Turn at 75. And Lake Pleasant at 73. Sunshine expected in abundance today. Temperatures in the lower 80s. A little bit humid outside, but overall a very nice looking day. We've got a couple more nice days up ahead. I'll have a look at the 7-day forecast coming up. Dave, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Bill. We have a lot more ahead on News Channel 2 at noon, including more on that Utica priest accused of swindling contractors out of $500,000. Plus, the Egyptian government acknowledges that its security forces killed 36 Islamists in custody yesterday. This is the country's military leaders' vow to keep up their fight over Egypt's future. Plus, a man on a mission, why he is riding roller coasters to raise awareness of Alzheimer's disease.
You're watching News Channel 2 at noon with Dave Dellecese and Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Bill Kardas. News Channel 2, where the news comes first.